Carolyn Joel Elva. This video is about sandplay therapy from my book, Why We Play in the Sand. It's part of a series on creative therapies. Why do I play in the sand? Sand fills the magical space between the deep sea, the crashing waves, and the chaotic material world. My love for sandplay started as a child in the desert, playing in sand, touching it, digging in it, burying treasures in it, feeling it slip through my fingers. Later, it was soft sea sand, castles and pools in wet sand. When I was looking for a specialty in counseling that might be just right for me, I literally knocked Joel Rice Minuin's book, Jungian Sandplay, onto the floor in a shop and saw a sandbox face up. That was it. Love at first sight. Joel's book encouraged me to ring him. I did, and so the sandplay experience of learning began. I went to his house in London for many sessions, and each time concentrated on the finished sandbox to remember each piece and where I had placed it. Returning home, I had large paper 25 by 20 inches, and I began to draw what I recalled from each session, including my thoughts and any comments made by Joel. My memory was very accurate. The drawings were the reinforcement of the sandplay. After a few months of weekly meetings, we would meet, look at the photographs of several sessions, and he would make comments about what he had noticed or what I had said. Sandplay is learning by doing and experiencing the internal connections that are made over a period of time. It's not Freudian or Rogerian talking. The practitioner sits as a holding force in the room. There may be some Jungian analysis of symbols by some therapists, usually kept to themselves, so they can see how the internal process is working for the person doing the sandplay. This play is for adults who want to play once more in their lives, and for children who already know how to play but have disturbance elsewhere. It removes mental and emotional blockages and heals internal sadness by activating parts of your brain that have shut down for some reason and need to be stimulated once more. The photographs of my sandplay room show the relaxed and warm atmosphere to help initiate a playful spirit. They show the large variety of objects to choose from. There's a dry white sand box and a wet sandbox for making formations in the sand. Each is 22 inches by 30 inches, designed to be of a size you can see entirely when standing up in front of it without shifting your eyes side to side. There was a similar atmosphere in Joel's room. At Joel's home we spoke briefly when I came in, and then we went into a small room full of shelves and objects, and I took any one that caught my eye and placed it in the wet or dry sandbox. Joel sat quietly in the background. I was reassured that Joel was not judging or commenting on my choices, his gift to me and rare in life. Every object could be put back or moved. They were movable in sand, not set in stone. Joel wrote down my remarks for me to hear later. The child might have talked throughout the sandplay and wanted interaction from him, which is also play, but I was silent. The play developed over a period of 20 to 40 minutes, usually until I said that it was finished. Joel took a photograph, usually said nothing, just standing with me, looking silently at the box for a few minutes. If I wanted to discuss something, we went into a different room. There's a sense of something special that happens in the Sandplay room that you will experience for yourself. This video shows 19 Sandplay session photographs, but there are 24 drawings because Joel did not take photographs of the last 5. First, they're shown all together in small images to get an idea of how the sequence looks. It can be fun to notice which figures are used often in images as you progress. They take on personalities when you use them over and over, without actually knowing why. What kinds of figures tend to be used or left out? It all depends on you. This is love at first touch. Is Sandplay for you? Sandplay is for you if you want to explore and expand your creativity, to look more deeply into a problem, to be more visual than verbal, or simply to make time for this kind of play. Any Sandplay therapist will have a special room lined with shelves full of miniatures representing your outer life, cars, trees, bridges, houses, figures of all kinds. Your inner quest may also be represented by glass shapes, rocks, shells, beads, and abstract forms. You creatively portray in your constructions what you might not be able to portray with words until you've seen it in the sand first. What will the process be like for you? The process goes something like this. You focus on the shelves of objects. Leave censoring, questioning, and expectations out of this process. Choose pieces which speak out or catch your eye and place them in the sandbox. You can shape the sand to your imagination. Expose the blue sea at the bottom of the box. Sail your ships, fight dragons, build castles, or trek across the desert to an oasis. Some sand constructions will flow easily. Others will seem incomprehensible at the time. No two will ever be the same. The process will take 20 to 40 minutes to complete to your satisfaction. It's a symbolic process of creation that holds the keys to unlocking many imaginative and forgotten doors. You will soon feel comfortable with the therapist who is there quietly as a holding presence and possible co-explorer with you should you want companionship. How does this silent transformation happen? Sandplay enables healing through delayed interpretation and deliberate discouragement of rational thought. First you create, then you may talk about it or not. It's after the creative act that you begin to see the difference between what you say and what you do. Only you know what the constructions mean. You will experience an internal transformation through a series of Sandplays and through your connection to the deepest parts of yourself. Each Sandplay is photographed on completion, and after a series lasting from a few weeks to a few months, you will look at the photographs all together. This gives you a chance to look at what you've created from a distance and to assess the value of the process for yourself. You will see periods of stillness, waiting for some as yet unconscious perception to emerge, as well as periods of inner conflict and new inner strengths emerging. This is truly a wonderful creative door through which adults and children step with equal satisfaction. If you want to know more, There are many Sandplay books and many therapists. Are you stuck in any way? This is a wonderful way to reawaken your creativity.